Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's a very cold evening. I hope you guys are warm wherever you're watching us from. I can see we have a huge audience today. Allow me to start with a word of prayer. Thank you, Lord, for having us here today. We pray that this conversation is going to be edifying and that you are going to guide this conversation so that we get to learn something out of this. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you have joined us, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. Drop the fire emoji, as is customary, so that we can begin this conversation today. Today we're going to be talking about passive income versus active income, and I'll be your host today. My name is Sam Chalo, fire partner here at Savo, and also a financial independence ambassador. Yeah. So if you have joined in, let me know where you're watching from as we start the conversation for today. For those who don't know, we are working on bringing real estate closer to people, and we just launched a new project. We just launched a new project recently along Kiambu Road, and if you don't know about it, I'd like you guys to watch a video for it, and then we can get started. That is Savo Sunset. Savo Sunset, our newest project in the Ndegwa Kiambu Road. If you haven't started your fire journey, which we will be talking about here today, just follow the link that has been sent there, and you can start your fire journey with us. We'll link you up with a fire partner who will enable you start your journey to financial independence. And you can see the audience is also growing. Drop a fire emoji if you've just joined. I'm your host for today. My name is Sam Chalo, a fire partner here at Savo, and also a financial independence ambassador. So today's topic: passive income versus active income. I'd like to see a few people who've dropped the fire emoji, and also a few guys who've told me where they're watching from. Thank you, Global Consulting, from watching for your comment. He's saying a student doing BA in sustainable development watching from Turkana West. Wow, that's really amazing. You can see we are crossing the counties. Let's see today if we are crossing the borders. If you're watching outside Kenya, from wherever it is within Kenya, let me know. And is it cold from where you're watching? Drop the fire emoji and let me know where you're watching from, because today's conversation, it's going to be more of story time. So I'd really like to engage with you guys. So keep your keyboards in check. This is just a warm up for you to tell me where you're watching from, and I'd really like you to also ask me questions as we go on and as we talk about the difference between passive and active income. And thank you, Kilemi Isaac, for dropping your fire emoji. Let's get one more person to drop the fire emoji. We see the audience that we have in the building today. But if you've just joined again, my name is Sam Chalo, a financial independence ambassador and a fire partner here at Savo. So yeah, I think we can get this thing started. Yeah, passive income versus active income. I think it's a conversation that it's not held a lot. Yeah, the conversation is not held too much, and most of us have it, some of us don't. I think there's a poll that has been put there. Which one is better, passive income or active income? I think we can change the question to be, do you have sources of passive income? How many of us have a source of passive income? And we can see the votes that are coming in. Of course, a couple of votes are dropping in. A lot of people saying passive income is the thing. BM, thank you for joining in. So I'll start it off with a story. Allow me to start it off with a story. Thank you, Caroline, for joining. Keep your keyboards on so that as I give my story, just chip in and also ask a question if you have any. So I joined Savo in early 2019. Yeah, I joined Savo in early 2019, and it's not been an easy journey. Let me say it that way. But I've learned a lot, grown a lot, both career-wise and also in my financial independence journey. So when I joined, I was young, very entrepreneurial, still young, of course, but very entrepreneurial. And my goal was to come into the corporate world so that I can go and try and start my own corporate company and get into business myself. But I didn't have any huge financial goals, but I knew I wanted to start a studio. Yeah, I knew I wanted to start a studio, and I knew I wanted to start a company. And early 2019, so I was a graphic designer then, and still, of course, earning active income. So when I joined, I got to understand about Savo's purpose. I got to understand about Savo's ways and how we preach financial independence. So being in the marketing team actually taught me a lot, because I was going to be teaching people and preaching the financial independence gospel. So I myself didn't believe in it, and if you've watched this webinars a lot, I've given my story of debt, and that is where I'm going to start from. So when I started working at Savo, I had to move places from where I was living to another place, and the salary I was earning at that point did facilitate the moving and all, but that's why it ended. So I didn't have anything to cater for the month after moving. So that's when I got into debt, and I started taking debt from all these mobile apps that you guys know about. So if you know about any of this mobile app, drop. Let me know in the comment section. But that's why it started. Remember, I'm preaching about financial independence. So we were doing these things called fire workshops, and what we will do is something called a fire drill, and the fire drill enables you know where you spend your money. And of course, I was spending a lot of it on debt. And getting to the definition of financial independence, where we define it as having assets that generate for you sufficient passive cash flow to finance your needs, wants, and desires. So it's a really good thing and a really good place to have, but a really good place to be. But is it, unfortunately, not so many people really define it that way or really want to get to that place. So, and I looked at the reason why. So, in my perspective, in my journey, when I came into Savo is a very purpose-driven company, and it has core values. We have a purpose which is to enable you people, achieve financial independence through the product that we offer, and there are core values that are strict. And what I wanted for myself also is this business that I'm in, and it has a purpose. Why can't I get my own purpose? Why can't I try and find my own purpose? So I got into a whole journey of trying to see what my purpose is, and it wasn't easy, and it wasn't pleasant, because it's not very easy to find a purpose. Let me define it that way. So I started doing things. So I started to see what kind of business could I get in, what kind of business could I start, or what is that thing that I do that could give me fulfillment. So I started posting online really frequently about small businesses. I have a passion for small businesses and enabling them build their brand and get somewhere, and that's what I was trying to define as my purpose. So I started educating small businesses how to do branding, when to do marketing, how to do marketing for your small business as well. So I kickstarted that journey off and trying to define my purpose in words. It took me around 6 months of trying and getting. I also started an apparel business, a t-shirt apparel business, where I started selling t-shirts here and there, which had very motivational quotes, which I used to post every day on my social channels. Yeah, so it was just a series of ups and downs, and while I was trying to do it, I was also trying to read a lot of resources that will help me do that. I don't know if you guys do read resources that enable you start that journey to financial independence, or not financial independence, pursue your purpose. So there is Simon Sinek, who has this TED Talk about starting with your why. So I really watched it quite a number of times. There was a period I could even say it word by word for it to enable me define what my purpose is. I also read a book by Miles Monroe. I think it's called Purpose. It's something to do with purpose. I don't really remember the title, but the author is Miles Monroe, about purpose. So all in the efforts of trying to define my purpose. So started the educating small businesses, started the t-shirt business, and all of this wasn't really bringing in enough revenue, so to say. Let me just say it that way. But I was just I had passion. I was ignited from within to start these things, and I sort of after the t-shirt business, I sort of went into I think they call it existential crisis. Some other people are here calling it quarter life crisis, not midlife, quarter life crisis. Yeah, and it was hard, almost depression levels, but I did manage, and something that like got me out of this slump was I came across a video by Simon Sinek, and he was given the story of everyone needs a purpose. Yeah, everyone needs to have a purpose, but he didn't really say that you need to define your own purpose. But what he said was that if you do not have your own purpose, find somebody who has theirs and follow it. Because living this life, you need that thing that gives you fulfillment, that gives you satisfaction or meaning, knowing that this effort that I'm putting in is for a worthy cause. So after hearing that, I think for me it brought a lot of peace and a lot of calmness, because like I mentioned, Savo is a very purpose-driven company. So I decided, okay, it's been 6 months. I had tried. Remember, I was still working. I was still doing my job or my responsibility at Savo, but I was out here on the side trying to do a side hustle. A side hustle is a hustle, you guys. Hey, so after hearing that quote, what I decided to do was now focus and put all my attention into one place and not give up, but be patient with myself, because after all this effort of sleepless nights talking to myself, and let me give a scenario where I lived alone. I didn't have enough money for bundles. I didn't have Wi-Fi in the house, so all I had was my phone and SMSs. And probably if I had downloaded a movie, I could have it on my laptop. But if I watched all the movies, all I was left with was me, myself, and I. Yeah, my full names are Samuel, Musyoki, and Chalo. So we would sit down, Sam, Musyoki, and Chalo, and discuss a lot of things, think about our purpose, and yeah, and it was hard. It was hard. Let me, and very, very self-awakening. So after hearing someone Sinek say, if you haven't found your own purpose, just pursue someone else's, because it's not nice to stay without. So do you guys have a purpose? Have you defined a purpose for your life? So, and this is what got me thinking. Once I decided, okay, let me now follow Savo's purpose for the meantime, as I try to get mine, and let me not beat myself up to try and achieve a purpose very, very easily. So, or very, very fast. It's not an easy process. And I just look back at Savo's purpose and how it came to be. It wasn't also an easy journey. So, I gave myself time. I gave myself the patience. And what I decided at that point is, the purpose or the thing that I will pursue for the moment would be financial independence. Yeah, would be financial independence. So, and I gave myself 45 until the age I'm by the time I'm the age of 45, because I was really passionate about starting a business and all this. And when I was joining Savo, I think our founder Mcharo was also around the same age, and I was like, I'm taking myself too fast. And there's this guy who has started a very meaningful business at the age of 45, and why am I taking myself too fast? I can first achieve financial independence, and then after that, start my own business. So, and you know, in this fast world, it's very easy to get lost in the fast nest of everything, because fast food, fast loans, fast everything. You guys tell me in the comment section what all the fasts that are around in this world right now. So the inspiration that I got was from the Mcharo's story. They themselves started their own financial independence journey, but before that they were working, they were in active income. So all this is going to lead down to that place where how I use my active income to build my passive income. Yeah, but before that, let me see. I can see there are quite a number of comments. Let's see who's in the building. Duncan, thank you for joining. Yeah, you haven't missed a lot. There's Kitonga as well saying thanks. Ezekiel Akwach, thank you so much, Ezekiel, for joining again. I can see you were here as well. So let me go on with my story. So I'm at this place. I've decided to follow another purpose because I don't have mine. Yeah, and I've decided to be patient with my purpose and let me follow what's there, because staying without one is tricky or dangerous. Somebody without meaning, I think they say, if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, you can fall for anything. Yeah. So I decided to stand for something, and that something was the purpose that Savo tries to pursue, which is enabling investors achieve financial independence through affordable, amazing apartments. And I decided to dive into that as I myself achieve financial independence and as I enable others do that. And the thing that gave me peace was, like I was mentioning, our founder's story. They themselves started their financial independence journey at the age of 20, in the early 20s, and within 15 years they were able to achieve financial independence and start Savo, which is a business that is meaningful and purposeful as well, and enables Kenyans out there. So I started that shift where now I don't have my own purpose, but I am following a purpose. I stand for something at least. Yeah. So starting this journey, remember I was still in debt. Starting this journey, now I started to work myself out of debt. I started to work myself out of debt, and step by step, slowly by slowly, what happened was that it didn't really come from me. It actually came from the company. We were in a meeting, and since we preach financial independence, we also do it ourselves. We don't preach something we don't live as well. So Charo came to the office of our founder one day and said, if you are in debt, if you're in debt, please raise your hand. And everyone who was in debt, quite a number of us, not so many, the least percentage of the people, and we committed to get out of debt by a certain period. So for me, it was a month. So to pay off that debt, I had to live on 50% of my salary. And being in debt, I was living on 150%. So because living in debt is living above your means. Yeah, living in debt is living above your means. So I had to live on 50%, and it wasn't easy. Luckily, I'm surrounded by people who are also on the same journey, so it wasn't as hard. But there are some things I had to cut off. Friends I had to spend less time with, because spending more time with them would mean me spending more money. So I started that journey, and once I got off debt, what I started to do is now that I am off debt, I need to start putting my money somewhere. And now that I am earning active income, I also need to put my money somewhere to build a source of passive income. And how do you build a source of passive income? You acquire assets. Yeah, you acquire assets, because ideally you're currently working actively to earn a certain salary, but the goal is for you to get to a place where you don't need to work actively so that you can earn a salary. Let me just define it as a salary or income in general. So what you need to do is, when you're earning active income, which is what I also did, when you're earning active income, you're sweating to get that money. Yeah, you're going through a lot of stress. It's actually hard-earned money for you to get that salary. Yeah, but the mistake we usually do usually is we end up, once we've broken that sweat and earned that salary, is pay ourselves in ways that do not actually end up paying ourselves. I don't know if I'm contradicting myself, but we end up just spending all that money on consumerism rather than spending that hard-earned money that we've worked for. Imagine you've worked so hard to get that money, and all you do is go and spend it. Yeah, but you see, money is a very good servant if you put it to work. But it's also a very bad master if you are working for it. Yeah, so you are working very hard, trying to earn money. We are here, it's 8 p.m. We are actually working right now. There's a whole team behind there trying to put in the hours so that they earn their active income. You do all that. You do all that for the company. You break that sweat. You work on the weekends. And then at the end of the month, all you do is just spend that money kujifurahisha. That's the biggest mistake we all make, and we end up getting trapped in the rat race. And what we need to do is that hard-earned money that you've gotten at the end of the month. It was hard to earn it. The problem is spend it very badly. You need to put it to work, and the way you put it to work is by investing in assets. Yeah, and that is what we define as paying yourself first. Yeah, that is what you define as paying yourself first. So after getting out of debt, I started now to look for assets that I can put my money in. So here's another trap that you can fall into that probably if you hear this story, you might not want to fall into. The secret to investment is usually just begin, just start. Whatever you see you can invest in, just begin and build that habit. So what I did was, after getting out of debt, I designed a budget, and the way I categorized my budget was needs, wants, and investments. Some people here are laughing at me. Needs, wants, and investments. And I could choose the percentages that I would want, and the goal was to have more than 50% of my income go into investments. So it was a journey. So I will start with the budget, receive all the money at the end of the month. Before it comes, I do my budget. I'd say, let me put 20% in my savings. Yeah, let me put 20% into savings, and 30% into needs, and into wants X percentage. So when I will do my budget, the money would come. My wants were there, my needs were there, and my savings were there. And what would happen is I didn't have an actual asset. So I started researching. I will say, let me put aside this kidogo money, let me save it somewhere. Mshwari, I would put it on Mshwari and say, let me save it. And as I research on an asset that I will start purchasing, that now will get me to a place where I'm making my money work for me. Remember, I've worked so hard to get it, so I need to make it work for me. It's a good servant. So I've worked for it. I don't want it to become my master. So I started researching money markets, cryptocurrency, government bonds, all those assets you could mention out there, businesses. And I started researching in places where I could put my hard-earned money to work for me, or how I could make my money now start work for me and make it my servant. Yeah. So it took me a whole year of researching and putting 20% aside, 30% aside, and not putting it in any solid asset. I would say, let me look at money markets. Okay, in money markets, there are a couple of companies that offer money market funds. Which one should I go with? I'll say, okay, now that I've decided it's money market, next month I will look at which company to invest in. So that became the journey. But the habit that I had, or the bad habit that I did, was procrastinate. So before the next salary, I will end up eating that kasalo, that savings that I had put aside. So I went into that cycle for a whole year. So I said, let me put some money into crypto, and before I put it into crypto, so what crypto coin should I buy? Okay, so you look at crypto coins, and then you decide, okay, let me buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, or all those cryptocurrencies that are there. And then after deciding that, okay, so what cryptocurrency exchange platform should I use? There are all these layers of decision making that are usually there, which can hinder you from starting your journey. So I got into that trap, the trap that I don't want you to get into because you're here listening to me today. So I got into that trap, and I went into a whole year of putting aside 10K, 5K every month and not investing it in any asset because I was just in that trap of, okay, now that I know this, I would console myself, okay, now I know a cryptocurrency coin that I want to invest in, let me now choose a platform. And I ended up wasting a whole year. And I don't know if you've been in that trap yourself, but it's not easy because because I used to budget after those around 12 months, I went and calculated how much I would have invested, and it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, and I started beating myself up. I was like, hey Sam, you don't have good habits. And that is when I got to the realization that my relationship with money is not that good. Yeah, my relationship with money is not that good, and I decided rather than try to find ways of where to put it and all that, number one, I am working in a real estate investment company. There's an asset here that I could start investing in. Why am I not doing that? Probably I wanted to start small. So what I decided to do was automate. Because if I get this money, put it in M-Shwari, I'm still going to eat it at the end of the month or before the end of the month. So why do the same thing and expect a different result? So automate. I said this thing to do with money, me, I don't want it. And let me also give another story that has come up as I'm telling you about this. So there was a point in time, also in the middle of that journey, I think when I was coming to this awareness of, my relationship with money is not that good. While I was still in debt, I went to meet our co-founder, and I asked her, Maze, see you please give me a rise, a salary raise. And it was not, of course, those conversations are not easy, and the response was, give me a couple of months, give me until next quarter, we sort some things here and then we can talk. So that next quarter found me in that place where I was already budgeting and all that, and now she came. So I remember there was a time we had, this is the conversation you're having with her. Remember there was a time we had a conversation, and you wanted a raise, yeah? And so where did you want to get to? What are those things that you want to do? We see where we can get to. So this is a conversation that would ideally excite somebody. So, but for me at that point, I was already on the 8th month or 10th month of postponing investment. So I was already beating myself up on where I'm taking my money. So I was like, well, if you give me more money right now, I will still waste it, because I was already doing those two math in my head. I would still waste it. So do this right now. Just hold it. Let me get my relationship with the money right before it end up being my master. Because if money has ever been your master, if you've been in debt deep, you know how bad that is. So and we held that conversation for a while. And when I did that calculation of how much I could have invested because of postponing investments or whatever asset to decide on, I decided, hey, by the way, if it's not now, then when? Yeah. Wanasemanga, if it's not, it's not one day. Don't say one day, say day one. So today should be day one. Don't say I'll start doing something one day. No, today should be that day one. So I decided to pick my day one, and what I did was went to our finance team and told them, me, I don't want to see X amount of money coming to me when you're paying my salary, because I've tried to put it somewhere. I've tried to build this habit. Remember, I think I was 2 years in already working at Savo. I've preached financial independence. I've told people where to put their money. I've created all kinds of content to enable people to achieve financial independence, yet I'm there procrastinating to start that journey. So I told them, I just don't want to see this thing, and because just give me what I need. After looking at the average of where my needs and wants were, I decided, okay, this percentage, put it into investments, and that's how I started my investment journey. So do not procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. As I go on into the next bit, let me see who the comments that are in there. Kitonga is laughing at me here. Patchet. Simon Baya, budget is key for the financial commitment, but it requires a lot of self-discipline. Kitonga says they can relate. Cliff is on fire. Wanzala is also there. Okumu Maka is here saying, saving money to eat it all up sometime later. It's a very, very bad trap to fall into. Martin Mugi here says, but some throats start to be dry once the salary is near. Saving is sacrifice that will pay you later, but needs discipline of a high level. Yeah, that's very, very true. Thank you guys for engaging me. And I'm lucky you guys can relate in this. So now I've started the investment journey. I put aside kidogo money somewhere. So what next? I think once a lesson that we could learn there, or I usually now tell people there, I remember making a colleague take their action because they were also there. Oh, where should I put my money? I told her, you just invest, answer whatever it is, be it crypto, whatever it is right now you're thinking of putting your money in. Go right now, download that app if it is a crypto app. Go right now if it's a money market. If it is Savo, which you are also making very, very affordable for you guys, just start, because if you keep on postponing, my friend, hey, Christ might be coming back when you are still postponing. So you need to build that discipline. You need to build that discipline, and the discipline will only come by starting. Yeah, the discipline will only come by starting. So let's start. If you haven't started, make today or tomorrow day one. The link has been sent for you to get in touch with the Fire partner. They will pick for you the flow. They will pick for you the typology. They will pick for you the payment plan. You don't have to think. You just tell them how much you can invest per month so that you can start this journey, which you probably have been procrastinating for a very long time. And for us, we can start from as low as 30K per month with no deposit. So now I started that journey of making my money a servant, of making my money a servant, and of course my salary increased, bonus here and there, and I got to get some mileage on that journey to making the money that I'm working for a servant. I'd like to insist on this point. We are working very hard to make this money, so please ensure that once it comes to you, if you can, even if you know those guys who talk to objects, you can talk to it. Nime spend a lot of time trying to acquire you. You cannot come here and then just disappear. You need to do something for me as well. It needs to return the favor. Actually, that's what money needs to do. Money needs to return that favor. So make it return that favor, and how you make it return that favor is picking an asset, and don't procrastinate. So now I'm investing in this asset. So I start this journey, and the plan that I have is to get to a certain level of passive income. I said it last time in a webinar here, and people are really shocked. But there's something here at Savo we call big, hairy, audacious goals. Yeah, and if you don't have big, hairy, audacious goals, you'll just be mediocre. You'll just end up being mediocre. And where we've gotten as a company is because we usually have big, hairy, audacious goals that push us there. So I have set for myself a big, hairy. Hairy is scary. Yeah, audacious is willing to take huge risk. So goals. Also, they have to be smart, but ensure that they're hairy, because if you don't have hairy, audacious goals, you'll just land somewhere. There's that famous quote of aim for the stars and land on the moon. So my hairy, audacious goal for passive income is to get to 10 million shillings per month. Very hairy, very audacious. And when I calculate that, I need assets worth 2 billion shillings. So people have gotten to those levels. Like, I mean, as Savo, we build apartments. You have seen, if you live in Nairobi, I don't know how many apartments are in the area you live in. All those are owned by people. So why can't I own a couple of them? Yeah. And a couple of them is probably just 1,000 units here. So it's hairy, it's audacious, but it will keep me going. So with that target, my goal is to be able to invest in 1,000 units. In Savo, so far we've built 2,000 units. So, and in that has been in 7 years. So remember, lakini I have until by the time I'm 45, 20 years to go. So I am on my 5th. Yeah, I'm on my 5th. I'm on my fifth unit right now. So slowly working on that journey. Some are complete, some I'm still paying for. But for those that are already giving me rental income, they are paying for others, so it makes it easier. And compounding is something that you can leverage on to now make this journey work faster. Let me give an example of compounding here at Savo with the investment we have here in Savo. So say I have a studio in Roysambu and it's giving me passive rental income of 10,000 shillings per month. So and it has been giving me passive income since it started giving me passive income, so for almost a year plus. And the payment plans we have here at Savo go from as low as 30,000 shillings per month. So let's assume I bought that studio for that 30,000 shillings per month. So I paid 30,000 shillings until I was able to purchase it. And of course, in the middle here, you get, if you're on the journey to financial independence, if you have a hairy, audacious goals, you will end up finding more ways to increase your income so that you can get there. But if you don't have very audacious goals, you will think that 30K per month for 60 months is a very long thing and probably not so achievable. So put hairy goals, and then this 30K per month, you will end up earning more income and investing more than 30K per month. So say you're investing in a unit for 30K per month and you've completed doing your payments for it. Say by the time you're completing paying for it, you've increased your installments to like 50,000 shillings per month. That's the amount you invest every month. So once it starts giving you rental income, say you are earning 100 Gs, now you are earning 110,000 shillings. The 10,000 coming from the rental income. So what you do now is invest 60,000. Yeah, invest 60,000. Don't take that 10 and start it in it. Yeah, invest 60,000. And when you invest that 60,000, it will get you another 10,000, another studio that gives you 10,000 shillings per month passively. So by the time you get to 3 units, these 3 units can purchase others by themselves. And by that time, God willing, you can invest 100,000 shillings per month, and you have your units by themselves without you needing to work doing another 30,000 per month. So you're investing in quite a number of units. And I think we can do a webinar soon where we illustrate how this journey works and how compounding works and the power of compounding, and we will really work on it. We will really illustrate it, but you can do your math just in your head. Just imagine what that would look like, and in a couple of years, when now you are the age of 45, or like the age I want to get to, hopefully everything goes well, you can now say, okay, now I want to receive my my passive income. So that's how you start making your money work for you. That's how you make your money a servant, but not your master. Yeah, because if you do not find a way to earn while you sleep, you'll break that sweat. You'll do that hard-earned effort until you die. And none of us wants to get to that place. None of us wants to do that forever. Yeah, if you're here and you want to work forever, please let me know. But there's that quote, there's this favorite quote where, not a favorite quote, famous quote. It says, God give me work until my life is over, and life until my work is over. So, and the way I look at that work part is the purpose. So by the time I get my purpose, you will definitely know about it. So let's see the engagements that are in here. I'll read a few comments here and there. So Simon again, let me see. Thank you guys. We have a huge audience today. Wanjala, let me shout out the names and then I'll read the comments. Wanjala, Martin, Richard, Simon, Duncan, Kitonga is still here with me, and Kelvin Masharia. Let's see. Budget is key. That was Simon. Martin says, I read that one. So Simon again says, always saving percentage is removed before one starts spending the balance. It's line one on expenditures. Hapo juu. So the way you pay yourself first is not pay rent or buy good clothes or take yourself for vacation. Paying yourself first is putting money on investments. Yeah. Paying yourself first is putting money on investments. So that's what Simon is mentioning there. Finn, thank you, Finn, for coming back. Saving money then saves you before the end of the month. Oh, wow. That's a quote. You guys, we need to create a poster for that, where you save money, then it saves you at the end of the month. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's a very funny one. Duncan says, it's usually very scary to start. Kwanza with the Kenyan economy. Hey. But it's like bungee jumping. The hard part is in the seconds before the jump. I like that analogy, Duncan. Kitonga says, questions to Sam. As much as it may still be a form of procrastinating, but isn't due diligence necessary? Case in point, FTX. I didn't know what FTX is. I saw it trending, then I went and watched about FTX. If you do not know about it, I won't give like credible information, but it's some cryptocurrency exchange platform that failed. Don't know why. I don't really... some economic dynamics, but hundreds of billions of dollars have been lost. So if people did due diligence, they would probably have saved some money. But I think if you haven't started, I think I'd rather you fail. If you haven't started, I'd rather you fail and build the habit. Yeah, because you see, if somebody had built the habit in investing in FTX, it's going to be very easy for them to start something else. But if you do not have the habit, because something else that come with this financial independence journey, or the journey to make money work for you or make money your servant, is the habits that come with that journey. Yeah, and you will end up building very, very nice habits that some people might think are not so good by the time you end up having money. Because let me give an example of our founders. When you live below your means, you have to live lean. Yeah, and living lean means not eating out, not taking takeouts, and not doing all expensive luxury restaurants or taking all these Ubers that people are used to nowadays, and eating the kawaida meal that you're used to every day, the mboshos, the ugali skumas, and all the natural food that is healthy as well. For them, they built that habit since they started their financial independence journey, and it's something right now that it's so embedded in them, it's so automatic, and like they've gotten to financial independence. Their level of income, passive income, has increased exponentially, but they still eat the normal kawaida food. They don't visit fancy restaurants to increase their gastronomical needs. Their gastronomical needs. So you see, you end up having habits. You end up having habits that are good to have. And there's a quote by Warren Buffett. I think it says something to do with the chains of habit become too tight until they become too heavy to be felt, that you can't break them. So you want to build good habits, and that's a bonus, that comes with the financial independence journey, or the journey to creating passive income. I hope I've answered your question, Kitonga. But yes, do your due diligence. But if you haven't started, you'd rather fail. My perspective. Simon here mentions that financial independence is relative to one's individual interest. That's very true. Duncan will say, fifth unit, nice, congratulations, thank you, Duncan. Compounding is the trick in every business. That's very, very true. Kitonga mentioned Savo got it. Actually, it was more of just a confirmation, more or less. I think that was us answering your question. And Martin Miguel says, fifth on your 30s, congrats. Thank you so much. I count myself lucky to have started this journey, and a bonus again on the financial independence journey, or the journey to earn passive income, is the person you become in the end, the person you end up becoming. Because you see, if you start living in lean, you'll need to build habits, yeah, and these habits in the end will end up defining your character, yeah, and your character in the end will end up being just who you are, who you embody, and who you become. So it's not a bonus, but I think for me, that's, other than the passive income that comes, it is the greatest result of the journey to achieving financial independence and the journey to making money work for you. And as I come to a close, probably what we can talk about is you getting to begin your journey. But there was something I wanted to mention. It's slipping off my head. But due diligence. Thank you, Gitonga. You had mentioned about that, and it has also reminded me of something that we have a webinar tomorrow. The link is going to be sent there in the comment section, talking about how to do due diligence in real estate. Yeah, how to do due diligence in real estate, and it's going to be very educative. You're going to get a document that you can do your due diligence with everywhere that you need to go with. So the webinar is going to be tomorrow, just sometime like this, but you have to register for it. It's not a free one like this one, but just to register, no money paid, but you're going to teach you how to do that. So be able to join that. And also what we have in offer for you to be able to start this journey. We've decided, let's start this thing, because if you do not start, who was that who said, if you keep on saving your money and not put it in an asset, it will end up saving you at the end of every month, and you don't want that to be happening. So you can start your financial independence journey. You can start that journey to acquire assets that you will end up making money your servant with. One of those assets could be affordable, amazing apartments that we offer, and we've tried to make them very, very affordable. And these are studios ranging from 1.8 million to 4.5 million studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms as well. And the aim for this is for you to earn passive rental income. So we do everything for you end to end. We make you annually sleep. We create that passive income for you. So we design, build, sell, and manage these affordable, amazing apartments. And you can start owning your first apartment in Nairobi from as little as 30,000 shillings per month. And all you need to do is decide, I want to invest a certain amount of my salary every month, or my income if you're in business. And once you decide that amount, just come to us. Follow the link of the FIRE partner that has been sent in the comment section. We'll link you up with the FIRE partner. This is somebody who will work with you on that journey. They'll pick for you the unit, they'll pick for you the floor, they'll pick for you the typology according to what you can invest per month. For now, we've gone to as low as 30,000 shillings per month. People usually ask if you can't get to 30,000 shillings per month, start. Find friends that you can invest 5,000 shillings each, 6 of them. You'd invest together, but start that habit, because if you do not start, you will wait until the coming back of Christ anyway. So start. And then we also got your back. We are looking for ways to make it even affordable, but we've gotten it to 30. So now that we've gotten it to 30, even you start, just begin that journey. So that is how you can do it. And currently we are selling projects in Dindegwa, Savo Sunset 2. That's our third project in Dindegwa, Kiambu Road. We are trying to make Kiambu Road an order city, and because these apartments are filled by young, aspirational urbanites like myself, audacious urbanites like myself. you can invest in one of them. Studios on bedrooms, 1.8 million to 2.8 million. That is what we have in store. Follow the link. We'll assign you somebody who will walk with you on this journey. And remember, Anza, just begin. If you haven't started, Tafadhali, Martin, Kitonka, Calvin, who is in here, please start that journey. And I think final remarks as I come to an end. We spend a lot of time working for money. We spend a lot of time trying to earn an income and make a living. Of course, first and foremost, we need a roof over our head. We need clothing, we need food. And we put in a lot of effort, try and earn that money. If you don't end up making that money work for you, you're going to be in a very terrible place. You put in a lot of hours right now trying to make that business work, trying to hit your quotas, yeah, your numbers for the quarter. At Savo we call them rocks, and all you do with that salary is just kula sherehe with it or whatever it is, buy handbags, buy shoes, buy cars, things that are not assets to make your money work for you. Look, once you get that paycheck, you need to talk to that money and tell it it needs to return that favor. Yeah, you've worked for it so much, you've put in a lot of effort to make it work for you. It's time to do its job. And like I mentioned, at Savo is one of those places to start that journey. So begin right now. And I think that is my closing remark for the webinar today. If you've missed most of it, it's still on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed, come on, you guys, subscribe. Let's engage and interact with many of these sessions. See you on the next webinar. Have a good evening.
Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Visit www.savo.ke to learn more.